How's it going, guys? Welcome to my draft analysis for the Champions of Galar. Still very surprised I made it. This is what I look like. First time I use a face cam. Don't really like it. I don't really like to take pictures of myself, take videos of myself. But yeah, I probably don't have the best face cam etiquette, so sorry in advance. But yeah, so I had the 10th pick in the draft. And I don't really like many top tiers, but I really wasn't expecting the ones I do like to fall to me, like Garchomp or Coco, but I almost got Zeraora. It fell to 9, but it got picked, so I just went with what was highest on the list of what I wanted that was left, and that was Kyurem. Really only used Kyurem in one league before. It was a showdown league, and I really enjoyed it there, and I really just wanted to use it on Wi-Fi, give it another shot, so yeah, took Kyurem. Not much to say about it, like just specs freeze dry or boots or whatever, but I will say I do really like the Dragon Dance set. I know that's not the best Kyurem set, but I just like to get the speed from Dragon Dance, and I think it's really good on Kyurem, and sometimes I'll even use it with just straight Dragon Dance to get speed and then be fully special from there. But yeah, so Kyurem, first pick. Pretty happy about it, because again, I wasn't expecting anything really to fall to me that was in the top tier, so Kyurem was nice. So after that, I kind of follow a pattern with my drafts of if I take a dragon, then I go Steel next, and then Slowking, which we'll get Slowking in a minute, but usually I like to draft Scizor or Jirachi, just because those are the two Steel types that get pivot moves with somewhat reliable recovery. Scizor a little bit better than Jirachi, but those actually happen to go back to back right before my pick. So I went with something I've never tried before, which is Melmetal. That was just up there as one of the few Steel types that was left that I actually like, besides Excadrill, but I'm not taking Excadrill. Especially not as a defensive option. And yeah, I'm really excited to use Melmetal. Like, it's I've been looking at using it for a while now. I kind of compare it to Mega Mawile in the sense of like really slow Steel type that hits really hard. Obviously, it doesn't get the really good coverage or fairy stab of Mawile, but I think it's the most comparable thing as of right now. And I do love Mega Mawile. I won a league with that a while back, so fun to use. So next, Slowking. That's like my main draft league Pokemon, if you've ever looked at my stats on the site. Yeah, like I said, I like to take Dragon Steel, Slowking. Like, I just think those combinations of typings work really well together. And specifically with Melmetal, I do like the fact that Slowking can set up Trick Room for it, because I do really like to use Trick Room in singles, especially with Slowking, just because with Teleport, I essentially get 3 free turns for my Trick Room abuser. So, yeah, not much to say about Slowking other than I'm pretty much just going to click Teleport with it. Next, I saw I kind of had a fighting weakness with the top two, fighting in a little bit of ground with Melmetal, which Slowking fills fighting, but I wanted a little bit more than Slowking, because obviously a lot of fighting teams have knockoff, and I was looking at flying type, but I wasn't really expecting Togekiss to fall to me. That's another thing I draft a lot. So yeah, I went and took Togekiss. I didn't expect it to be there, so really nice to have. I think it's probably, I think it's the best fairy type, defensively at least. Like, obviously Sylveon's there, Feeney's there, but like, it has to be Boots Lock pretty much, but I still think it's the best defensive fairy out there. That can also be offensive if you really wanted it to be. So yeah, next up, obviously I took two defensive mons. Togekiss doesn't have to be, but I count it as defensive. So my last two picks, they were weak to electric, which I still have Kyurem, but I wanted something to fill that even better, so I got Decidueye. Something that is also turning into one of my favorite Pokemon to use in Draft League. I was kind of debating between Decidueye and Serena, because they basically both do the same thing, which are bulkier grass types that get U-turn, reliable recovery, and removal. So, and in the end, I kind of decided that I like the ghost typing on Decidueye better than the little bit of attack that Serena has over it. And it's just a little bit bulkier on the special side than Serena is. So I kind of went with that, even though I have really bulky special. Whatever. But yeah, it just helps with the electric types. So next I went with Iselgor. Ooh, I just kicked my desk. That's not good. I went with Iselgor. I really liked its speed tier, plus its ability to set spikes and toxic spikes. And obviously, like, fast U-turn, recover. Yeah, I could, even throw, like, throat spray on it if I really wanted to. But, yeah, I don't know. It's really just going to come as a lead sash, like, spikes user for the most part. Maybe a, like, Scarf Revenge Killer if I'm fighting something really fast that I don't think I can beat with the rest of my team. Because that's something I realized with the top 5 I had, is that it's very slow. Like, the fastest was Kyurem with 95, which isn't bad, but, like, with Melmetal and Slowking, like, I can run Trick Room, but obviously that's not going to work every week. So, I just wanted a lot of speed. So that leads to the next pick, which, this is where things start going off the rails for me. So, Inteleon, I went in wanting to draft Inteleon. Like, that is the main Pokemon I wanted to draft with this, just I wanted it for so long, and with this probably being my last draft league in Sword and Shield, I decided, like, I'm taking this here. So, I was gonna save it for later, because who drafts Inteleon, really? But, one of the coaches, I think El Scizor, he was talking about, like, his sleeper picks, because he took Tapu Bulu, and, like, a lot of us don't really respect Tapu Bulu, but he says he likes it, and he said he has a few more sleeper picks he wanted to take, and in my mind, I think Inteleon's a sleeper. I think it can be very good in the right coach's hands. Not saying I'm that coach, I'm probably going to suck with it, but I think just 125 special attack plus sniper plus a unique move that's pretty good, that has a high crit chance, just can work very well together. So he said something about sleeper mons, and I'm like, okay, I think Inteleon, I don't want to risk that being a sleeper mon, so I decided to take that next. And then I was planning on getting Mudsdale and Bewear later, but those went before I could get my next pick. So now I'm scrambling through, like, okay, now I need a Stealth Rocker, I need a normal type, because I hate ghosts. I hate fighting ghosts, at least. And so I decided to go with my next one, the most important thing, which was going to be Type Null. Just because of all the stuff that I'd left, I thought Type Null was the most likely to be taken next, just because I know a lot of people like that. And I've started getting respect for it. I used it recently in a league. I only used it for 2 games because it was a short league, but I did really get an appreciation for that thing. Just, like, it didn't occur to me how bulky, like, 95 stats plus EV Light is. Granted, it needs to be rest talk every week, but, like, the way I use my defensive mon is just switch in, take the hit, and then U-turn out, so it doesn't really need to do damage. So I do really, really like Type Null. And obviously now it deters pretty much any of the good ghosts, which is really just Spectre and Gengar, but, if I have to fight them, Type Null's coming. So next, I was looking at all the Stealth Rockers that I'm like, okay, what's the Stealth Rocker I'm actually going to use? Because I don't particularly like many Stealth Rockers. I don't really know why. There's not very many. I like Nihilego is really the only one I liked. Oh, that's what I got sniped on a Salvador from. I was trying to think of what sniped me when I was, or what I was going to go for when I picked a Salvador, because I don't remember a Salvador ever being there originally, and it was Nihi. So that's really, like, one of the only Stealth Rockers I like. So, of what was left, I decided just to go big for Como. Obviously not, like, the best Stealth Rocker out there, but I think just the way my team is built, I'm pretty much only going to use it as a Stealth Rocker. And just a defensive wall, because I didn't really have I mean, obviously Melmetal, but the types that are mainly used physically, Melmetal's not going to be a good wall for. So, Coma is pretty much going to be my Stealth Rocker plus physical wall. But you never know. I might, you know, go for Clinger Soul 1 week or sub Belly Drum. I do love that set. So yeah, who knows. But yeah, pretty much Stealth Rocker. So next, I wanted more speed. Because obviously, like, I have a Selgor and Teleon that are both above 120, but, like, they're obviously not the best Pokemon. They're not going to come every week. So I wanted a third option that was above 100, and Zoroark was really the only thing I saw above 100 left that I really wanted, that I thought could fit on my team. Because I was looking at that and Bisharp as my Dark type. And I was also going to use Bisharp as a Stealth Rocker again, not the best Stealth Rocker in the world, but you know, when I had a Mudsdale with it, wasn't the worst thing in the world. But obviously didn't get Mudsdale, so I'm not going Bisharp. So now I'm going to go Zoroark. I think I had it in my very first league when I took over for a coach, and I mean, it was the standout of the team because it's my only good Pokemon because that league was terrible. But yeah, like I think I can do a little bit better with it this time around. And I kind of like I like the guessing games with it, because in lower tiers or lower tier coaches, they kind of like, yeah, like some of them don't really expect it or don't really like know how to play around it. But now, like with people who know that it's there, know what it's gonna do, they kind of like, it'd be a guessing game, like, oh, did they lead Zoroark? Is this Zoroark? You know, so I can kind of get some mental games going, which I think is really funny. I just like playing mental games. But yeah, Zoroark. So next I went Colossal, because looking at my team, looking at my resistances, I only had one Fairy resist and a whole bunch of Fairy weaknesses. Kind of an oversight on my part. Granted, it's Melmetal. Really, the only Fairy that's going to be doing much to it is like Sylveon with Mystical Fire. I guess Fable with Flamethrower, but I still think like Slowking and Togekiss can really take most fairies on realistically, but I still thought it was nice to just have another resist. So I got Colossal, obviously another Stealth Rocker, so more removal, another Boots user, which isn't great, I guess, because I have a decent amount of those already. But you know, it's item clause or no item clause, so like who really cares? And it's not like I'm gonna bring Colossal ever. Like it's just a Pokemon to have on the team. But yeah, Colossal. There's not much to say about it. I think it does what it does. Then last I had 1 point left, and I was just like, screw it, I'll go Rhyhorn. Like I have 2 dragons and a grass type for electrics, but you know, in case I really want to just be funny 1 week and use Rhyhorn, I can do that, I guess. There wasn't really a 1 point poison type left that I thought would have been good. Like I could have gotten Coughing, but that's not a Toxic Spikes removal. That's Levitate, and I don't want to run Neutralizing Cast. So I just went with the ground type that I didn't have. I think I ended up with not a poison type and not an electric type. I think those are the only 2 I was missing, which electric, that doesn't really matter. Poison kind of bad, I don't have, but granted, when I really only like Nihilego out of all the poison types out there, because poison types just suck. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me when I don't get Nihi. But yeah, it's a team. Not at all how I thought it was going to turn out. Granted, I didn't know at all how it was going to turn out, because I didn't know what I was getting first pick, because I had no idea what was falling to me. But yeah, I got some Mons that I really like, that I use a lot, that have actually gotten me into this league, like Slowking, Togekiss, Decidueye, pretty much all got me into here, with the help of a Zygarde, of course. But I've gotten some ones I've used before that I really just want to use again, and then got some new ones that I really do look forward to using. So yeah, I hope I do well this season. Hope I can prove that I do actually belong here, not a fluke. Really glad I'm here. Gonna have fun regardless of how I do. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and hope my face does not scare you away from the rest of my videos. Yeah. So yeah, see you guys next week.